Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm actually going to be doing another declutter. I know I do these all the freaking time, but this one is especially satisfying considering I haven't really bought any new makeup in a long time. So let's do it. Okay, now I've got a lot of stuff. We'll do powder products first and then we'll work our way into the lipsticks and stuff. So I've got some interesting things that I'm decluttering here. Things I didn't really want to declutter initially or never thought I really would declutter, but I just have to be honest with myself, like this is just not working. I will never use this up. I don't use this because I enjoy it anymore. Let's just be real. So the first thing I'm going to declutter is this really old bronzer from the MAC Wash and Dry collection from I think 2015. Let's be real, I bought it mainly because of the packaging and the fact that I did need a bronzer, but the mirror is garbage. I mean, oh, it's just blurry and terrible. The mirror sucks. This formula is so weird. The shade is awesome, but the formula is just really weird. It gets really bad hard pan. I used what I could of it. I just couldn't make it work anymore. It got oranger over time. What is it about powder products that somehow get more orange over time, and yet they start out on a really good tone, and then they just get orange? I don't know. All of my bronzers like Trumpify themselves after a certain amount of time, it seems like. So I'm also going to be getting rid of a couple of highlights. Now, this just goes to show that I don't have to have everything that has a fucking skull on it, okay? This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This is in the shade White Raven. This is one of the ones that had the skull relief on the, like, etched or pressed into the powder. And it was really cool. It has this blue shift to it. It's very similar to one of the shades in the Ed Scissorhands palette. It's very similar to some shades in some other eyeshadow palettes I have. And for that reason, I'm going to get rid of this, because if I really find myself a hankering for a blue highlight, I'll just get one of my eyeshadows out. I don't need this. It doesn't close all the way, so that bugs me. I don't know, it's for stupid that it bugs me, but something like that actually does bug me. There's no reason for me to have this. I just don't use it. I am going to be decluttering another highlight. Now this highlight, it kind of pains me to declutter because I really love the packaging. It's perfect. I love the formula, but I really think I got the wrong shade. Now, I know a lot of people really love this, which it kind of makes me think I should try and sell it, like start like a Poshmark or something and try to sell some of this stuff or get on Makeup Exchange, because this is a nice highlight and I would let it go for pretty cheap, to be real, if I can't find one of my friends that wants it. This is the Makeup Geek Electrify highlight, the duochrome highlighter. I have learned that yellow highlights, they just don't work on my face. Gold highlights, not my favorite, but particularly yellow highlights, just for some reason, don't do it for me anymore. Now, this is kind of has a greenish shift, but it is mostly gold, as you can see. Don't focus on my face, camera. Gold highlights just don't work for me. And my God, the packaging is amazing. I love it. So I hope that when they rebrand or whatever the hell they're freaking doing, that they don't get rid of this packaging, because it's amazing. I just need a different color or something. I don't know. So the next thing I'm going to be decluttering, and some of you all may have seen this coming if you saw my month-long palette resurrection I did in December. This is the Ed Scissorhands 25th Anniversary palette by Sugar Pill. Now, I bought this palette mostly because Ed Scissorhands, duh, but also because, you know, it just looked like a very interesting palette at the time. It looked like an easy palette. I didn't have to think too hard about whatever look I was going to do. But for some reason, mine has seemed to go bad. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it probably didn't go bad. It's probably just all in your fucking head because you're stupid. But seriously, like, I've had a lot of palettes that I've had longer than this one, and for some reason, like, the shadows don't really stay together anymore. It's not that they're not vibrant. It's not that they're not good. Well, Castle on the Hill was always kind of a dud, in my personal opinion. But the Inventor was always really good. I loved the Inventor, but now there's just no sheen. It almost looks like a matte eyeshadow. How crazy is that? It was a gunmetal eyeshadow, and it somehow is matte now. The Ice Angel, which I've done a heavy swatch, it doesn't really hold together. It just crumbles. Home Sweet Home, that is just hard to build any pigment at all anymore. I used to use Home Sweet Home as a transition shade because it was light enough to do that with, but now I just can't even do that because it just falls off of my face. So I've tried it a bunch of different ways. I've tried it with primers, without setting the primer, with setting the primer, it's just not going to work. There's no point in me keeping that palette. As you can see, it's almost like chalk. It just falls apart on my finger. It's just so weird. Somebody brought up that maybe it's because a lot of vegan formulas don't use the same preservatives that some other formulas do, but any eyeshadow that you're gonna have is going to dry out over time. I mean, the ingredients are gonna degrade. It's a consumable. It's not meant to last forever, so let's stop kidding ourselves, okay? All right, the next palette I'm gonna be decluttering is, again, you may have seen this coming, the Lorac Mega Pro 4. I just really, really don't like this palette. Back when I started my channel, I did a review of it, and I think I was probably a lot nicer in that review because I was kind of afraid to like be mean because I didn't want to be like, oh my god, she's so negative. Ugh. But let's be honest, it sucks. There are a few shades I like, so the mattes are okay, you know. Spice is okay, Mocha is okay. I have hit pan on a couple shades here, like Mocha and this one, Butterscotch, I think. But I really haven't even used it that much. Like, it's the handful of times that I have used it is when I hit pan on that because those shadows are just so soft. And all of the shimmers, every shimmer in this palette stings my eyes. There are no exceptions to that rule. Every shimmer stings my eyes. Don't know why. Thought Sugar Cookie and Sage were going to be two super cool, unique transition shades. What the hell are they? They don't even stick to my eye. They look really weird. It's not a transition shade. It's not a lid shade. What is it? It's like eyeshadow purgatory over here. What the fuck? Same with Sugar Cookie. What is it? What? I don't know. Who knows? It's like they just figured, you know what? Let's make this color. It looks cool. It might not look like an eyeshadow, or what the hell is anybody going to do with it? But you know what? We'll put it in here anyway. Screw it. I did get a lot of use out of this palette, but if I'm just going to be honest with myself, I'm done with it. I don't want it anymore. All right, now let's get to the lip products. The lip products. Don't you love how booty gurus say that? Let's start with the most boring and work our way up to the least most boring. Lip smackers. Like a lot of their lip balms. I even had one of these in like my monthly favorites one month. It was the minty one, the one with the green cap that looks like this. This little lip balmy thing, but it was like the one with the green cap. Oh my god, I love it. It was like soothing and cooling, and it was just great. It was like a party in your mouth. Food Network. This is the strawberry one. It's not necessarily how it smells, it's how it tastes. It's like feels in your mouth and like tastes like it's really bitter when you accidentally taste it. Ugh, it's so gross. So my idea was that I was just gonna like put it on the outside of my lips to try to get some use out of it, which I did for a while, and then I was like, you know what? It was like $3. It's just not worth it to me. I don't like it. I'm not using it. Stupid. Hate it. Okay, I don't hate it. It's the taste. Can't do it. The next thing I'm gonna get rid of, now there's a couple reasons I'm getting rid of this. First of all, when I go to open it up, there is this stickiness that will never come off. Why? It's 2019. We have stickers that come off cleanly that don't have to leave this goopy goop behind, right? We don't need this anymore. This is not an inevitability in our world, okay? So why the fuck, NYX, is it on this fucking lipstick tube, okay? This is the NYX Suede. This is their bullet lipstick from the Suede. Okay, so look at the tip of this. You can see the crumbles, right? Now, I thought I would love this. It's a really pretty color. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful color. But it's not a particularly unique color. You can get this color elsewhere. It's called Cold Brew, and it is one of their most popular shades in this formula. But I don't like the formula. It feathers on my lips. I don't want to have to use a lip liner because I do have lipsticks that I don't need to use a lip liner with. I love their matte formula. I just cannot stand this. It's too silicone-y and weird. It's comfortable, yes, but it's just doesn't go on cleanly and it doesn't stay put, and it's just not worth the effort for me. All right, the next thing I'm going to get rid of is, and again, I just have to be honest with myself. Yes, I bought it. Yes, I paid money for it. Do I use it? No. I've used it like twice, and I just don't want it because I hate the formula. It's this Urban Decay / Kristen Leanne Vice liquid lipstick. It's that gray shade called Pulse. I just really love the color. Oh my god, this color is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. But you really, really have to build it up to get it to be opaque. It's sticky. It never really dries down. It's really hard to wear. If you're planning on wearing it without touching it up, it'll build up in the corners of your mouth throughout the day, and it just gets so gloopy and nasty. It's just, again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this throughout this video, but it's just not worth it to me, you know? I kept it around thinking, oh, there'll be a reason I'll use it someday, but that reason has never come, and I don't know. I just don't think I'll ever use it. It's also really similar to another gray lipstick that I have. And I don't really feel the need to have more than one gray lipstick in my collection at a time. As pretty as this is, I just don't need it. All right. So the next thing I'm going to get rid of, partially because of the formula. Actually, it's only because of the formula, because the shade I think is really pretty. Now, this is a Soap and Glory lipstick, and it was expensive, okay? Not super expensive, but for a drugstore brand, this was $11. Like, that's a lot, you know, especially for a really crappy formula lipstick. This is the Sexy Mother Pucker. And that's a really heavy swatch of that, too. It's like a creamy, nudie thing. I don't know. It's called Keep It Flesh, since apparently Flesh only has one shade. I hate the fact that it crumbles up on the inner part of my lip. Pretty much any brand I've ever tried that's this like a creamy peach shade or anything really light, it just has a hard time like sticking to my lips and it wants to ball up. Somebody actually commented on one of my videos one time saying it's because they use a white base and white has a tendency to do that. So I don't know if that's the problem, but let's be real, I just don't use this, and I don't need it taking up space in my drawer because I just don't like it. All right, now you all maybe saw this when I bought it and did a recap about it, and I love the shade. I do. I wish I could keep it. I wish I could make it work, but it is just not worth the fuss. It's not like I have a job where I can just sit at my desk all day and retouch my lipstick. I don't. I have a job where I sometimes don't even get a chance to retouch my lipstick at all. Okay, so this is the Essence Metal Shock Lip Paint. This is in that green shade. It's called Poison Ivy, but it almost has a gray tone to it. I'll see if I can swatch it. It's very oily, and also it is separating because now it's like doing this weird thing where it has red streaks in it, whatever. It's really pretty at first, like as a swatch, but you have to build it up. It's oily as it can be. It never dries down. It just oils around on your lips. It just like migrates. It just separates like oil would do on your lips. It's just so weird. It doesn't mix with like the natural like moisture of your lips. There's no barrier. It's just not worth it to me. It was like $3, but so I should like, I don't want to feel bad about like getting rid of it, but at the same time, like I'm kind of bummed that I even wasted $3 on it. The next thing I'm going to get rid of, and I've had this for a really long time. It's doing weird things. Okay, so I did buy a backup of it, and I'm going to bust into that backup to see if it's doing the weird things too. Makes me feel better that this is a permanent item, but it also drives the point home that these types of products do not last forever. Okay, they do have a shelf life, and that shelf life is there for a reason. I think sometimes some products will last longer than others on the shelf, but this is the blue lipstick, and that's what happened when I just tried to swatch it, and that's after me mixing it around. The blue Wet n Wild, this is called Sea Seduction. Like I said, and like watch, when I stir it, it's just one big glob in there that's dried out. Like how weird is that? Like if I try to pull my, like can you see that? How it's dried out in there? And I can't really get, like I can rub it and it just crumbles to try to get a swatch there. But aside from that, it's expired. I mean, either that or it just wasn't really well preserved to begin with. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if all the liquid catsuits do this. Like I said, I bought a backup of this, so once I bust into that and see how it does, I will update you. But it no longer has that moussey texture that a lot of the Wet n Wild catsuits do. I love that. Like, I love their liquid lipstick texture because it's really moussey and it's opaque, but this is just something's wrong with it. Bye. So this one is like, I'm debating. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of it. I've been debating on it for a while. But I think it's time because I don't use it because it has a really weird formula. It doesn't have the same formula. The liquid catsuits I've noticed are really inconsistent in formula. Some of them are amazing and really comfortable, and some of them are just weird and sticky, and I don't like to wear them for prolonged periods of time. And if I wear a liquid lipstick, I expect it to last and feel good on my lips and not start crumbling up in the corners of my mouth, crumbling up on the inside of my lips, and I want to be able to layer them. I want to be able to touch them up and then to the rest of it to sort of come back together on my lips, which some liquid lipsticks can do that. Like Makeup Monsters, you can do that. You can touch up your lipstick. This is Goth Topic by Wet n Wild. I don't know. A few of them just I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a fan of the way they gloop up on my lips, and I think it's just the liquid catsuit formula. I think it's just kind of a little bit flawed in that sense, is that it's just kind of hard to wear. I also am not a huge fan of when you buy red or maroon lipsticks and they start to bleed and get that weird red tint around the edges of your lips where it's just kind of feathered away, and this does that. So I did love the color. I actually had to like track this down. I'm not sure where I ended up finding it eventually. I think I eventually found it at like a Walgreens somewhere or something. So it kind of bums me out to get rid of it, but I just don't wear it. In that same color family, now this was in my project pan, and I just don't like it. I hate the formula. There's no point in forcing myself to use it. This is a really old lip liner that I got from MAC. It's called Current. It's a berry shade. Let's see, right there. It's like a berry shade. Pretty. Hate the formula. Super dry, and I get that that's the point of lip liners, but this is just not worth it to me, and I don't really use it, so I have like forced myself to use it as much as that. Okay, another liner. Let's do this one real quick. This is the Makeup Revolution Glory. Now this was okay when I first got it, but now it's doing this weird thing where it's just crumbling up. Even if I sharpen it, no matter how much I sharpen it, it drags and skips. Do you see that when I do this? It's a brown eyeliner from Makeup Revolution. I actually got this for free when I ordered their foundation, but it's just really dry and it's almost sticky. I can't really describe what has happened to this, but it's just not working for me anymore. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this, and I'm gonna have to find a new brown eyeliner because I currently no longer have one that I like. And last product, I believe this is my last one. Yeah, this, it kind of, I don't know. I don't want to get rid of it, but I'm literally holding on to it because it is named after, I'm not saying, wait, not named after, but I'm literally holding on to it because it's has the same name as like one of my best friends in the entire world. This is Lana. I'm sorry, Lana. I just don't use it. It's a metallic liquid lipstick, so of course it's going to have the same sort of issues that most metallic liquid lipsticks have, and it's going to look really drying and crumbly on your lips. This one is foiled. Okay, there's metallic and then there's foiled. This is foiled. It does not look good on me, and it doesn't look good under a gloss. This is not one of those liquid lipsticks where you can put a gloss on top and it like looks less dry. No, it doesn't look good under a gloss. I'm just not gonna wear it. I'm not. I'm sorry, Lana. Maybe I'll just take the sticker off. Maybe I'll just take the sticker off, and then I can put it on another lipstick and pretend that that lipstick is called Lana. That'll do it, y'all. That is what I'm decluttering for the time being. Again, I haven't brought in any new makeup in so long that it just feels like a huge weight off of my collection to get rid of what I'm getting rid of. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video and the reasonings behind the things that I'm getting rid of. If you did find it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and you want to be, please hit the subscribe button. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to. Also, I will link my Patreon if you'd like to become a patron of mine. Aside from that, I will see you all in my next video. Peace out, guys.